Good morning. So after this very moving testimony, I try to come back with some facts and let you know some
아주 감동적인 간증을 들었는데 이제 좀더
some German style,
팩트 사실을
some numbers.
독일식으로 통계로 보고하겠습니다.
You know, Europe is a big continent.
유럽은 큰 대륙입니다.
Yonjinim asked me last year to
작년에
help coordinate because
거기서 그 생트리 활동을
there are many,
주도하라고 하셨습니다.
also many members who are guided by God and having dreams and experience and following their conscience.
여러 가지 경험도 하고 있습니다.
We can see so many ways God is working. Like this sister is a very special. But many brothers and sisters living in Siberia or remote areas of Russia or Norway or Finland who never saw Father much in their life, but God guides them as well.
아버님 계실 때도 한 번도 뵙지 못한 사람들이 그래도 지금은 하나님의 인도를 받고 아버님을 따라가고 있습니다.
So they had to rely on what they were told by leaders for many years.
오랫동안 그냥 그저 가정연합 지도자들이 하는 말을 그대로 받아들일 수밖에 없었습니다.
And they're very thankful now they can receive. I don't know what we would do if we wouldn't have internet.
이제는 인터넷이라는 것이 있으니까 인터넷이 없었으면은 큰일 날 뻔했습니다. 다른 이제 올바르게 인도를 받을 수 있습니다.
So there are so many countries in Europe and Europe and Russian continent. So among those many countries, there are sanctuary representatives in 17
지금은
countries.
통일 성전 대표가 이제 17개 나라에 지금 있습니다.
And there are another 5 countries where there are members active, but they did not choose a leader yet.
따르는 사람들이 있습니다만 참여하는 사람이 있습니다만 아직 지도자를 뽑지 않았습니다.
So these are more than 200 blessed couples who returned to Father's authority so far.
지금까지 200쌍 이상 축복 가정이 아버님의 권한권으로 돌아왔습니다.
And there are more than 60 children from small to grown-up age.
이 세에는 60명 이상.
And quite some of them in a young age singing about going to be matched and blessed. And for them it's a very terrible thing that happened because they have a long life. How do you say? The parents have a long course, and now when the children grow up and they kept the faith, and then as the church splits up.
이 세들은 특히 충격을 받았죠. 왜냐하면 지금까지 오랫동안 이세 길 걸어왔는데 이제 축복 받을 때가 되니까 교회가 분열돼 버리니까 특히 충격입니다.
I came here. There's a blessing workshop, and I saw many young boys and girls here. So I'm hopeful that everybody, God has a right husband and wife for every young person.
수련회가 있었습니다. 그걸 보니까 젊은 사람들이 많이 있는 것을 보고 저는 희망을 가졌습니다. 모든 이 세들은 역시 아버님께서 상대를 준비해 주시는구나라고 느꼈습니다.
So brothers and sisters in Europe are not only active in Europe. We are the old continent. So we have just tell you the languages where Hyunjinim speeches are translated to.
유럽에는 언어가 많습니다. 그래서 지금 형제님 설교가 어떤 언어로 번역되고 있는지 지금 나열하겠습니다.
So there are websites and many internet forums where they're discussing.
웹사이트가 있습니다.
So we have to do it in German, in Italian, Spanish, Russian, Moldovan, like also Portuguese. And there's a mixture. No? Spanish and Portuguese is done by the South Americans now. So they had the Europeans and
스페인어하고 포르투갈어는 이제 남미에서 번역이 되고 있습니다.
And the French brothers and sisters are reaching out to French-speaking African nations and South America. So there's a lot of interconnection from Europe.
프랑스에 있는 동일성정 식구들은 아프리카에 있는 저 불어권 국가에 있는 사람들에게도 연락하고 있습니다.
The Constitution was already formally translated into Russian. It's available as a booklet. And
헌법이 이미 러시아어로 번역됐고,
we are working on it in German and in other languages.
그리고 지금 독일어도 하고 있습니다.
So it's too long to go in all those communities. I just show you representatively some pictures of some communities.
모든
yeah.
활동을
Can you show up the
보여드리기에는
pictures?
시간이 너무 많이 걸립니다. 그래서 주된 것만 제가 사진으로 소개하겠습니다.
So this is a meeting in
이것은-
London.
런던의 저 모임 모양입니다.
There are more than 40 sanctuary supporters.
런던에는
Young and old, second generation, first generation,
선전 지원 지지자가 40명 이상이
and
있습니다.
quite some members they are strongly guided through Father appearing in our meetings and guiding them strong spiritual experiences.
식구들이 모였을 때 아버님께서 그 자리에 오시고 그리고 사람들이 아버님께 계시는 것을 저 환상으로 보이는
Next.
경우도 있습니다.
Next one, please. So this was a blessing ceremony done in Slovakia.
슬로바키아에서의
There have
축복식입니다.
been, I think, 7 couples. When
일곱
it's a
살
very small country, most of people don't know where Slovakia even is in the world. You know.
여러분
But,
거의 모든 사람 슬로바키아가 어디 있는지도 모르시죠? 아주 작은 나라입니다.
Next one, please.
다음
Then there was a 7-day workshop in Moldova.
몰도바에서의 7일 수련 회의입니다.
So there have, I don't know how many people. We must have been more than 30 people, 40 people in that workshop.
40명.
Many new guests,
새로운-
new guests, not the
새로운
members
게스트,
only.
뭐 식구가 아니고
First and second
새로운
generation,
사람들이
and
상당히
there's
많습니다. 그 1세, 2세
Elena, one sister, very active.
고인 에레나가
And
아주
several
자기가
groups in
굉장히
Russia.
활동적입니다.
There's,
그리고
you know, Europe is so much full of historical conflict.
유럽에는 역사적으로 여러 가지 갈등이 있죠. 대립이 있죠.
In 1978, when Father did a blessing in London and a matching, he mostly matched the Europeans among the Europeans.
78년 아버님께서 런던에서 축복을 하셨는데 그때는 거의 유럽 사람끼리
Because there are many things to be solved. You know, there's the Latin, Italian culture, the German, the Russian, very different cultures, very different people, very different policies.
여러 가지 유럽 안에서 여러 가지 역사적인 문제가 많습니다.
A lot of history, and of course our sanctuary members, not all are perfect members. It's like in Jesus' time, the fishermen and the farmers and the money changers and I don't know the prostitutes, I don't know the history, but we are not the champions. We are those who hear, listen to God's words.
여러 가지
So
사람들이 있죠.
we bring a lot of conflict into our communities. We are not perfect.
생수리
Yeah.
공동체 안에도 여러 가지
And,
대립이 있는 거예요.
you know, but always when I talk to the king about how to deal with it, and somebody says the king should do something about here, and you should not allow this, and headquarters should do that. But he always says you have to solve it on the local level. So let everybody be free and responsible, and learn to deal with your differences and your problems and with your immaturities and whatever.
그 본부가 어떻게 해결하는 것을 기대하는데 왕께서는 항상 그렇지 않다. 현지에서 해결하라고 하십니다. 그것이 자유와 책임이라고 하십니다.
So we are a European cyber community. Usually we don't meet to
유럽 안에서도
practice
함께,
love.
모일
So
수
we have
없습니다.
to ask in
넓으니까.
our prayer and try to do as good as we can. And
최선을 하고 있습니다.
yeah, but I think also it's not growing super fast. But I see there's a growth in the depths.
보석으로 성장하는 것은
And we are
아닙니다.
Europeans, so we want to be honest and we want to be true and we don't want to show off and make a story. So we focus on that and give everybody the time and the freedom to develop and don't charge. And please don't think because that person has a problem, sanctuary has a problem. Yes. This is our personal problems and we have to grow. And we give everybody the time to grow and be forgiving and patient with each other.
서로를 용서하고 서로 인내를 하는 것이 필요합니다.
There have been so many conflicts in Moldova, even involving the police and big conflict. But the sister there told me now they withdraw the accusation in front of the police to open a way for peace and reconciliation and calm down the situation and try to be a good example, better than those who don't follow the second king. So another picture, there's one more. It's, I think the next one is on the holy ground. It's also in Moldova.
몰도바 성지의 모습입니다.
The next picture. So, and this is another story. I wanted to put more picture, but I had a problem with the computer. We are not only doing spiritual work, because always the king is talking about self-reliance and judgment. This is my son is digging for
이것은
1,000-liter water cistern
이거
to make, how to say,
식수, 그죠?
Yeah.
물을 얻기 위한
like a farming style where we live close by. So we encourage everybody to be self-relying.
자족을 위해서 물을 저장하려고 이렇게 저 땅을 파는 것입니다.
Okay, we can finish off the pictures. I think
그
that's all.
사진은 그만입니다. 사진
That's all we
그만입니다.
had in the pictures. So I have more than a full-time job. So, but
이미 다른
still we could make it in the past year. I could meet the Italian brothers and sisters in Italy. I was in UK,
이탈리아하고
Poland, in Slovakia, in Austria.
순회했습니다.
And we have some of the European members come here. So there's Hermann already, the flute. You saw him.
헤만 씨가 왔고.
Sanctuary in Austria. And there's Anna from Poland. Anna is also here.
아나
Yeah,
폴란드에서
from Poland and her son. There's your son.
아들이 왔죠.
So we have a very active community in Italy, in Spain. In Spain, there's Juan Pique,
활동적인
who is in a healing, how do you say? That's his job of physical healing, but also not only physical, but spiritual, mental
스페인
growth. And they told me they do a hunduke every morning, spread out, brothers and sisters, via Skype, internet. Every morning, 6 o'clock, here's a community doing hunduke.
스페인에서는 온라인 훈독회를 매일 아침 하고 있습니다.
Yeah, so I cannot go through all of the many things going on, but you can imagine it is spread out and it's all kind of different cultures and languages.
넓은 지역에 흩어져 있고
But we feel somehow God is strongly working.
하나님이
And there are so many brothers and sisters who are in between, who somehow support the king but don't fully speak up or don't want to cut off the relationship. All of these are not counted in our numbers, but there are many.
많이 있습니다.
But I think a lot of them have a fear and are worried. And in Europe, we have no direct access. We are not in Korea. They didn't see Father so much, though they don't know whom they can trust. So they consider the king maybe right or is right, but they still don't cut off fully. But we believe that God can guide them and they can come step by step.
아직 모르겠다. 이런 사람들이 아직 많습니다.
Yesterday when I prepared this short notice, I remembered that there's in the school we had the speech of Martin Luther King, and he said, "I have a dream." You know, this very famous speech. 1967, I think, a few years before Father came.
나는 그 꿈을 나에게는 꿈이 있다는 그 연설을 하는 거 여러분들 기억하시죠?
And I felt God not only has a dream for America, but God has a dream for Europe and Russia.
미국을 위한 꿈이
And this is unfolding underneath. Members are growing, and there's a strong spiritual activity going on. Thank you very much. This was a short report from Europe.